All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back to an Ask Daniel video. I haven't done one of these for a while. Well, because I just haven't had a lot of people ask me questions that I thought were worthy of doing a film video. Not that the questions are bad. I just got asked a very interesting question that's unique. So let's go for it. All right, so. And by the way, if you want to send me a question, go to vintagemagic.com, contact us. Make sure the question isn't, number one, a question I haven't already done. That's probably the biggest thing. It happens all the time. It's the same, how do I grade this card? You know, why is Beckett so slow? Or why is this grading thing? Why this? You know, things you can look up on an FAQ. Ask me questions that are unique and a little different. I can put on video. All right, so Simon, as a patron of mine, thank you, Simon, for your patronage in Germany, asked the question. I am a YUGIOH investor. He told me some interesting things. He's a college student, 20 years old, and he put about $10,000 US principal into YUGIOH. And then now his collection and his investment is worth about $50,000 after fees. Obviously, that may change with the filming of this video, but he feels that's the range, and I didn't bother to look it up, but I just took his assumptions because that's the way it is. And also, I don't even know how to say YUGIOH correct. I don't know if it's YUGIOH or YUGIOH or YUGIOH. I don't know. There's like a bunch of dashes. So I apologize for those who are YUGIOH fans that I'm not saying it correctly. But Simon was really nice. We talked a lot on Skype, and he wanted to start investing in Magic the Gathering. He wanted to know how much, what does it take to become a Magic investor in Magic. And we talked a little bit about that. And we also talked about should he cash out of his investment and when to actually cash out. So kind of multi-part video is, the last part I'll probably make the title is when to actually cash out of your investment. And I think that's probably what that will be. But let's talk about his YUGIOH question and kind of Magic and how that gets started. YUGIOH is kind of like Pokemon in a way where it's played by, the artwork is very digitalized. I hear it's a very neat game. Never played it. I think it's made by Konami, made out of Japan. And it's a very fast-growing, I would say it's fast-growing, but it's growing, and it's popular, and people like to play it. I think there's tournaments. And there's also these rare cards back in the day. I think 2002 or something was kind of, don't quote me on that, was kind of the range, 2001, 2002. And so the cards are relatively still new, but they're still old, right? So kind of like Magic 93, a little older. They're still, it kind of builds a lot of nostalgia. And he told me that he has some very rare cards, kind of like he would say like a Black Lotus equivalent in a way. And that's one of the cards he may own that he has. And I don't even know the name of the card, to be honest. But I feel, oh, you know what? I do know the name but I don't know the variant or whatever he has. It's the Silver Blue Eye Dragon. You want to look it up on eBay? I looked up on eBay, like a less rare version. It's like $10,000 in PSA 10. That's still a lot of money, but he told me that's not even the rare version. So he said most of the value though of his investment is in that particular card. So keep that in mind in his $50,000, thing. And I told him that, the thing is, you're a 20-year-old college student. I'm sure you got some college debt. You got some life choices. You might get a girlfriend. You might want to wear a nice Tom Ford suit, buy a house, buy a nice car. Buying a house is out of the question with that kind of numbers. I told him, right now in your life, you need to think about your career. And yes, the Magic thing is fun. The YUGIOH thing is fun. He's making some money. But he's always looking for, like, what is the next investment? Should I be buying Bitcoin? Should I be buying, Magic cards? Should I be buying a house? What should I do? And reinvesting your money is kind of a tricky thing. And I think that's where the conversation kind of let like a roadblock was. I wanted to do the video for him and kind of for you guys so you can understand my thought process on reinvesting. The thing is, a lot of times people, the things that I do, I'll talk about myself. You may do it differently, and that's perfectly fine. But the things that I do are a little bit, I think, conservative to the typical Bitcoin high frequency day trader style person. I'm not really into that kind of stuff. I'm not into like, I gotta have a fast, like turnaround really fast or the world ends, right? I think partly it's because I've invested into Magic for such a long time. I don't need to be like, I don't feel like I'm stressed or pushed to, like a credit card build or something like that. I've built my finances so I don't have to do that. I can leverage many different ways. So I think for him, he looks at it like, well, the rise of YUGIOH has been parabolic, super fast, exponential lately, and my investment's 5 times it from the initial 10K or $40,000 gain. He feels like I should take profits. This is a bubble. Why if it just falls and I lose like another 5K or I lose 10K of that potential 40K? And the thing is, Simon, I want to tell you something. I thought about this. It took me about a day to think about this. I was like, the reason why you're thinking about all this stuff the way you are is because have what I call eager to, I don't know the acronym, but very eager to put your money into different areas, almost like you want action, right? It's almost like you go to a casino and you're the guy wearing a nice suit, you have all the fine ladies, nice looking chicks, and you want action at the craps table, or action at the baccarat table, or action at the blackjack table. And you're the guy who wants that action at the poker table. You don't want to sit there and sip on your coffee or your espresso martini, whatever you're doing, and you want action. And I'll tell you something. I used to be just like that. I used to be the guy who wants action. Every single time. Everything possible has to be action. And I'm not saying it's necessarily young people or millennials. I think it actually has to do with just your discipline. And this is not a dig on you or people like that in that era. I believe that you have to grow and develop discipline in deals and patience and in trades and investments in order to actually have returns. They don't just come fast. I think in an era of, like my kids are a great example. They always want, my 11-year-old wants to be the best soccer player, a great basketball player. He's riding some horses, so he wants to ride horses, and he wants to somehow be a great horse rider out of nowhere. The thing is, you gotta actually work for it. You actually have to have some struggle, right? You have to actually put effort into it. In an era where the cards go up so fast, Bitcoin just goes from $1 to 20,000 and blah, 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 and you're just like instant millionaire like that, you don't really understand that, man, 2% per year is pretty good. 3%, 5%, well, that's really good. But everybody that I know in the millennial era wants like multi-double digit, 100%, 1,000% return. And I'm here to tell you, Simon, that's not how it works. When you're looking to reinvest something and buy stuff, the philosophy, what I do, is more about what is the long term. What is the end game goal for me long term? Am I looking to buy another home? Am I looking to buy another property, or focus on some other collections, maybe other municipal bonds, stocks, whatever I'm doing with my portfolio? What is my goal, and how much money do I need? How much time frame? I look at those factors. What do I leverage? Do I sell this? Do I buy that? Do I trade this? You have to think about that. It's not like, oh, I just sell this all and worry. It's not about that. It's not if the market's going to bubble. That's the thing. If you worry that YUGIOH is going to just bubble and be popped and the world's over with YUGIOH and you want to get into Magic, all you're doing is you're doing it out of fear. You're not doing it out of real investing. See, real investing takes time. it takes a lot of patience. It takes you to actually be able to take the windfalls, the gains, and also you have to sell something to actually make money. I want to be clear on everybody watching the video who has, all this magic card just laying around and say, oh, I got 100K in magic cards, 200K in magic cards, whatever, 500K, $1 million in magic cards. But I'm not selling shit. I just have a bunch of magic cards. Okay? Fine. Until you actually take profits off those magic cards, you haven't made $1 million. You haven't made any profit off it. So keep that in mind. You have to actually sell something to make profit. Now, Dan, well, what do you do? What do you do with the profits? So that's what I did, is that early in my days of investing in Magic, I bought like Alpha Lotuses for like $1,000, Beta ones for about $800. They creeped up a little bit. Unlimited ones at that time were like $300 to $400 at a time. I forgot what year this was. I think it was like even early 2000 or something. And the market was different. It was so different back in the day. And I got to tell you, like making a profit, like when you grade something or sell it to someone and make it like 25, 30%, the philosophy was still there. Like that was a home run. Did I just think, well, I'm just going to make 5%? No, I didn't want to just make 5%. But year over year, I was like, yeah, if I can sell this for 25, 30%, I can invest that profit and buy some other cards. And early on in my collecting and investing, I really felt that that was the way to go, right? I wasn't just hoarding everything. I was still buying stuff and investing long term, but there was obviously many things I graded and sold to collectors so I could build a market. As many of you know, I help grade a lot of the PSA cards. Back in the day, PSA was the leader compared to Beckett, BGS, for Magic cards, and there was a PSA set registry. And at the time, my clients, I remember selling a PSA 10 Black Lotus beta for $11K. And that was a huge sale because I think I bought the card for like $1,000 ungraded. I mean, think about that in relativity of how many other cards you can buy. And then, you're grading cards like, like a $1 common and you sell it for $50 or $25 or whatever the hell it is, net with all the grading costs. And you're just like, man, that's a lot of profit. Now there wasn't a lot of sales and volume because people were growing into the market back in that day, but you reuse that money and I would reinvest and buy more collections, and over time it became a business, what I created now. But that kind of gives you a highlight, Simon, of how it goes. You don't just, you have to buy more and then buy within your sector. What you're expert at. If you've built a knowledge into Yu-Gi-Oh, or if you guys are a Pokemon expert, whatever, I tend to say like some people are a master of nothing. I don't know if you know that saying. They tend to they want action. They, like I said earlier in the video, they want to do this. They want they have like a little tick in their freaking head. This want to do that. They don't want to actually focus on one thing and be a master and expert at it. And I gotta say, like in raising kids, it's really important to understand that if you can share with them to become a master at whatever their trade is, it doesn't matter if they want to mow lawns and God knows, I don't even know how to look. I don't even mow this lawn because look how bad it is. I don't even take care of it. I need someone to help me because I'm not an expert at it. They're experts in cars and houses and other trades, right? And stocks and whatever, doctors and lawyers. You have experts in different fields for a reason. So you need to understand that having expertise in your collectible, knowledge, making videos maybe one day, is important. The in and out, not being sexual, that's what Rudy does. He likes to go in and out. The in and out approach, actually Rudy is actually a good standpoint. A lot of people don't understand what Rudy's doing. Rudy is the slow, steady horse. He doesn't really want to make a lot. I mean, don't be fooled. Of course, he wants to make money, but he wants to grow over time. He has diversified investments just like myself. The goal isn't to just make a parabolic. It's scary, actually, to go bing. You know, I mean, Alpha Lotus, the 140,000, 100,000, 80,000. Who knows what's going to go to? It's scary. But you need to understand that riding that wave, it's just all a trend. You got to look at the median. Like, where do I want to be? And selling it at a median price is just fine. It's just fine. I'll leave you with this. I've been asked many times, Dan, why do I sell anything? Why do I just hold everything? Well, the answer to that question is very obvious. The reason, because I made it my business. I don't work a 40-hour, 50, 60-hour a week job at you know, some tech company or engineering company, whatever, right? Whatever you do. And then use that capital to then buy more Magic cards and find the time for some reason, because I obviously do, I like being sleep deprived. And they create a business on top of my work is impossible. It's absolutely impossible. So if you create a business like myself, you have to sell something and then reinvest that money into buy other collections and other deals. Maybe art, cut sheets, foils, misprints, whatever, right? If you are someone who is interested in investing in Power 9, dual lands, reserve list cards, and you just, you know, Simon said when I talked to him in the beginning, I just want to, you know I want to invest in reserve list cards. I just want it to drop though. I want them to drop and then I'll buy. Maybe, I don't know. He's going with a bandwagon train. I asked him though, why? Why are you doing this? Because, I mean, I'm thinking to myself, how much do you know about Magic? Because you watch Rudy's videos? Because you see other people are doing it? Are you doing the FOMO effect, where the fear of missing out of everything? Or are you actually going to go and learn and try to master a trade or an industry or understand what you're getting into? I think, Simon, what you need to do is you need to focus on reinvesting in YUGIOH. Building a brand. I mean, I gotta say, if you've made that much money in YUGIOH, which is a lot of money in that industry, I bet, and you're able to build a brand and a store and, you know, maybe eBay store, make some YouTube videos or whatever. You seem a very outgoing type of guy. Why not build your brand at 20? You know, and I told him, you remind me a lot of myself, that I made a lot of profit, but the difference is I reinvested it into Magic. And I kept buying and selling and building a reputation, and, you know, people like me, and obviously a lot of people don't like me. You know, they're hating. My competitors don't like me, right? Because I buy deals that they wanted. You need to do that kind of thing. You need to build yourself to become a businessman. And that is my tip, I think. Through feeling all this question out, like, when do I sell this 50K or, you know, whatever? That's not what the question should be. The question is, how can I build my brand? And that brand and that reputation as a business person will lead you to even more relationships and growth in the future. All right, Simon, I really appreciate the question. I hope you guys out there got something out of it. Put a comment, like, subscribe below. Thank you so much. More videos coming up this week. You guys have a good one.